Hello.
Dun, 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 dun. Do I still have my spear? Yeah, I still have my spear. I'm winning. So, all right. So Sonic was first. Yeah. No, I've been trying to start doing the streams at like 9 a.m. on Sundays, because peeps were sending because I asked like a while ago about that kind of such, and I've been trying to have like a relatively consistent. What is it? Oh, that's rubbish. I've been trying to have like a relatively consistent sort of like stream schedule, but one that's like, beneficial to, the peeps that don't normally get to come in during the regular evening streams. So I think I had it in the past. I had it at like 10 a.m. and such like that, but I did like a poll a while ago, and everyone was just sort of like, 9 a.m. would be better. And I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense considering, 9 a.m. is like closer to American time and what have you. Hang on a sec. It's closer for like Americans in the evening for them or something or other, because what time is it right now? In DC, it's like 7 p.m. right now. So people are like a lot more awake. 7:17. Yeah. So I actually started this stream a little bit. Hi Z, welcome to the stream. Happy time zone zapper. I actually started the stream a little bit behind schedule because I'm gonna be real, I was actually in my mind state of like, oh yeah, I'm starting the stream at 10 a.m. this week. Nope. I had it in my schedule for 9 a.m. I had my whatsamahoozy announcement image say 9 a.m. Everything was 9 a.m. and I did not do that properly. Also, why are my eyes half open? Like, come on, chat. Come on, camera. I am wide awake, thank you very much. Maybe I need to, like, cut my hair so they can, like, see that there's just a lot more to my brow than, what they're seeing. There we go. That's a lot better. But yeah, happy time zone to you, Zapper. So, I didn't have anything planned for this morning. Yay, my character is still alive, killing people. I didn't have anything properly planned because, last week I went through Kingdom Hearts, and it was a fun sort of, it was a fun series. There isn't anything new. I know Melody of Memory is a thing, but I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not interested in playing Melody of Memory because I feel like it's just gonna be a same sort of thing as Recoded, Chain of Memories, or yeah, it's going to be like Recoded and Chain of Memories, where it doesn't really offer that much new. Cookie for Z. It's just as a weird reason to be like, oh, here's a reason for like why they're not important right now, or oh, here's this one character that we don't have to do further explanation on, even though it could really be shortened to a really short explanation in the next game. It's like, Like I said, watch the cutscenes. Yep. Did I finish Kingdom Hearts 3 already? Yes, I did. I actually finished it, like, last week, actually. I finished it last week. And I even did the, remind. Also, Zebra. Why are your eyes not fully open? Why are they half open? Why is this... This is me just having my eyes open, and I'm just, like, looking to the left. Looking forward. Something ain't right. Oop. Nearly effed that up. Settings, general. Do I just need to turn off the AR kit nonsense? Because this is what it sees, is just, you know, full on. This one's a lot better. Oh no, never mind, it's still... You gonna play some games? No, not immediately. I just wanted to, like, that's why I put in, like, the just chatting thingy-majiggy, because I just wanted to chat. I had, like, I had no, like, you know, extra plans. You know, I'm gonna turn that thingy-majiggy back on. Face motion 3D. Receive head movement. Will that work? Almost. If I do like a full turn to the left, however, it doesn't like that. So yeah, let's turn that off. Actually, let me just sit up straight. Real fun nonsense, trying to figure out like... Boop, there we go. Trying to figure out like why I look... Why do I look half asleep? Maybe it's because I actually am half asleep. But, you know, I've been chugging iced coffee and such like that. And I feel like my eyes should not be this close. Maybe I need to like... Hang on. I know how to solve this. Get a selfie and then figure out whether I actually look that... No, I actually do look that tired. Damn it. Will be cool just chatting. I hope so as well. I don't normally do too much chatting with the peeps and what have you. So, and I normally do like, you know, tangents and what have you. Hang on. I'm gonna just quickly like wash my face. Hang on a second. I feel like there might be something like stuck on my eyelids or something or other. I'm gonna be back in a quick moment. I should have done this like first thing or something like that before I even did this, because I don't do it in the evenings. So I was like, I'll do the exact same thing. Okay. Yes, it was T-posing time. Wash my face, brush my hair back, so then that way it's not like sitting in front of my face. Alrighty, moving in. Alright, that's a lot better than last time. That is significantly better than last time. Maybe I just have one of those kinds of faces, IRL, where I'm just like half asleep and all that kind of nonsense. You're never going to see my face IRL, I will have to say to a lot of people here. That's not the... Grant goes bald. I will refuse to go bald, thank you very much. I will simply refuse. I will never go bald. I will always have this kind of mohawky sort of hair. I will never go bald. Actually, it's probably better that I, have the chat screen right here. Is it me or is your character's pecs getting bigger? No, they've been the same size. They've been the same size. Don't need to see that message. You're bordering on the line, Furry Cures, of that nonsense again, where you're like, it's the only thing you say, and some peeps might just not appreciate that, and it's tired. Get some new content. Let's see, what's your cube rating? 22%, nice work. Good going. So yeah, but yeah, so there was no plans for this morning's game stream aim. I might run, I don't know, maybe one of those games that you see people like having on stream, like Words on Stream or Nitro Racers. I do like Nitro Racers, to be honest, when I see it in other people's streams. But no, with this one, I wanted to just have time to get my thoughts across in chat. Ooh, increased weapon probability. I am most certainly going to join in on that. Let me get in there. There we go. Yeah, I got a sword. I'm gonna fuck up Furry Cures up with this sword, no doubt. So, yeah, everyone throws stuff. No, not everyone throws stuff at me. Yeah. Damn, 2%. What was your 2? Ah, yeah, you were 2% Himbo. That was Furry Cures, but you were 22% cute. At least you're keeping to the twos. 222. 222% of your thingy-madiggy has been, like, set, which is pretty good. So yeah, nice work on that one. Also, thank you for the hug, Z-Doggo. But yeah, because normally you guys, when I do my stream schedules, I give you like the running, I give you like the running of what it looks like for the month. I just give you only that much sort of information. Also, move you over there, and then. So I normally only do like, basically a month, like a week's like heads up on some of the stuff I'm playing, which, that might not be enough for, a lot of people. Because, I'll be going through like a grind of franchises and video games, and I'm not going to get that shit accomplished in a week unless I was doing a full-on, every day of the week playing the one, like, franchise or something, or rather. We need a command for every time you say thingy-majiggy. Thingy-majiggy, what's-a-who's-it, auto-magically. Yeah, we'll make, nonsense words. Would you call them nonsense words? What would you call them? I need to know, like... So, actually, I should also, like, have that as a thingy-majiggy. All right, so thingy-majiggy, thingamajig, what's-a-mahoozits, what's-a-mahoozits, auto-magically. I don't say auto-magically all that often compared to, thingy-madiggy. But yeah, so what was your past month? So the past month, I had recently been experimenting with, instead of doing a stream, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, that sort of intensive, every second day of the week kind of nonsense, I decided to go with a Friday to Monday, where I wasn't doing anything on the weekdays, so to speak. I was doing it over like sort of the long weekend, because there are some Mondays that I don't have to do work, and then there are some Mondays where I am going into the office and such like that. But, because I do the streams at like, 6 p.m. or something like that, normally it doesn't matter if I've gone to the office or not on the Monday streams and what have you. And I think they've been going okay, like doing the the Friday to Monday sort of sessions. I do get a bit of feeling of a little bit of burnout, to be real with you, on the Sunday mornings, for instance, where, I'm staying up on Friday night, I'm staying up on Saturday night. I'll then, I'll do a Sunday morning stream, and unless I have a video game that I need to do a lot of catching up on, the Sunday just feels a bit of a wash. But I kind of want to figure out, if I can commit to that kind of thing and just have, the proper sleep and what have you, or if, maybe the Sunday isn't worth, to the same level that it used to be back when I was streaming. Because there were some weekends where I didn't stream the Saturday, because I think I had the idea that Saturday, I think back in like last year, for instance, it was Saturday was like an afternoon stream or something, or rather, and sometimes I didn't do it because I had to work the Saturday shift. Today you just began a stream in the hour, but to me you began in like 5:42 a.m. Wait, 5 a.m. That puts you. Hang on a second. I have the internet. I have the internet. It can tell me the different time zones. Okay, so you're setting 5 a.m. So London is at midnight. So you're +5. I'm +10. You must be like plus 4 or 6. Hang on a second. I'm trying to think. What's between like UK and Australia? You're not in like Perth. Because, like, let's see. Perth is 7 a.m., so you're further than Perth. Sao Paulo. Wait. Sao Paulo is -3, 13 hours behind. Nope. Wait. Did you write that as a.m.? 5:42 a.m. You're Brazilian. Well, you're not in Brazil. For me, 2 hours further. That feels like Japan. Hang on. Because Japan is like +9 hours. No, that can't be it. All right, let me just get rid of Brazil. I am using websites to help indicate, what in the world I am doing. So, hang on a second. I can do some things. Let me just resize this, close this, minimize this. Grab you, move it there, and... Because you know what? I might, just have this little thingy-majiggy open. Wait, does it have my name anywhere? No, it does not, I don't think. So I might be able to swap over... Yes. Hold on a sec, close this. All right. Here we go. We're gonna do some fucking magic. There we go. I am using Opera GX instead of my normal Google, so then that way there's less of a likelihood of some of the Google shit, accidentally being seen. So, but yeah, this is where we are right now. Daylight savings is ending. Yay, we don't have to deal with daylight savings. I didn't have to deal with daylight savings, but I know some of you have to deal with daylight savings. So, update to your settings apply, please reload. Yep, sure, let's reload. You're 9 a.m. or p.m.? I am 9 a.m. right now. It is 9 a.m. for me. It is the morning. I am having just, real ripper of a time as I slowly, wake up and try and figure out what it is that I want to do. So, because I think one of the things I do need to do is, one, I want to have a look at... That was my thumb. Why was it showing a hand? There we go. One, I want to try and figure out... what's the next franchise or game I am going to play? Because, hang on. $8:32 a.m. for you. Oh, you're definitely in my time zone then. You're probably in the Oceanicum area then, because Sydney is like 8:30 or something like that. I don't know. Kusaki or Z could probably tell you the correct time or something, or rather. So, hang on a second. Are they in the chat lurking? No, they are not. I don't know who in the world in my chat is an Australian or can tell me of an Australian time zone. So, because I only know about I know about it. Okay. So yeah, because I only keep an eye on my own time zone, and even then, I don't have to deal with daylight savings or any of that kind of nonsense, so... But yeah, I have plans. I have video games to play. And I have a long-ass fucking library of games. Hang on a second. View profile? Is this what I want? View games. Alright, so I have, like... I love how... Stop saying client. Hang on a second. I'm just going to move this into another window, because it's saying... Why are you giving me this thing? To remote download games to your... No, stop saying that. Stop saying that. You're not supposed to say that. I just want a list of my Steam games without it, like, you know, mentioning, oh, hey, the PC. Maybe this thing? Hang on. Library. And then... So I got uncategorized... Yeah! Okay, I think I'm okay showing it like this. Alright, so many games are in my library. Here's the thing, is some of these are not, like, explicitly mine. They're, like, you know, from the previous account and what have you. Something is happening? Yes. We're having a look at different video games that I could possibly play. I know, so some people have recommended some game series to me. Actually, you know what? Let me slap you over there. And then, where is Google Docs? Drive. Open a new tab. Hang on. I'm just going to grab you out. Just to double check it's not showing any names. Oh, no, that was a really good thing. Because there's a number of files that were shared to me that are, you know, possibly not something that I want to have shared. All right. Google Docs. Let's go with that. Let's go with a Google Doc. And this is... I don't know, this is like fucking Stream Notes or something. So, Stream Notes from April 2nd. April 2nd, there we go. Introducing pageless format. Sure, let's go with oh, nope, fuck that nonsense. We're not going pageless. That is a terrible idea. Change page setup, there we go. Pages. Set as default. Okay. There we go. Much better. But yeah, so there was a number of game series that, like, you know, cropped up. Because here's the thing is, there are games that I want to play that are, like, relatively new, such as Resident Evil 4, Dead Island 2, Jedi Survivors. These are, like, new games coming out I very much want to play. So, hang on. New games. Yes. Thumbs up. Very much want to play those games. But I need to find... You already played Secret of Mana. No, I have not already played Secret of Mana. I have not heard of Secret of Mana. Hang on a sec. Let me scroll down. Do I have Secret of Mana? Q, R... Okay, so S comes before T. I went too far. So we got Sunset Overdrive. We've got Stranded. I got a lot of Star Wars games, weirdly. Snow, Slay, Sid Meier's, S.E., Sieko, Sexy, Shadow. No, I don't have Secret of Mana unless it's known by another game. But yeah, but I want to get into franchises. Franchise. I can spell franchise. I swear I can spell franchise. Franchise games. Yes, there we go. Franchise games. And there's a few that have already been recommended to me. And then there's, like, a few that are, you know, easy ones that I already have on my list. For instance, Final Fantasy 1-6. I have the... Hang on a second. I just realized how small this fucking text is for you guys. No, let's not do that kind of zooming. Let's do... Where's the zooming in here? Where's the zoom? There should be, like, an independent zoom here. Should be somewhere. That's the side panel. Nope. Zoom. There we go. Zoom 200. Oh, there's the zoom. There we go. Awesome. So yeah. So new games. Yeah, we'll I'll make a list of new games that are interesting. Franchise games. So these are, you know, put there No Straight Roads. What in the world is No Straight Roads? No Straight Roads Encore Edition. So it was released 2021. Start a rock band and end the EDM empire in No Straight Roads. A rockin' action adventure that mashes together rhythm-infused third-person combat with a kick-ass story. Kick-ass combat. Oh, is this like, Huh. Okay, I don't know what to think of this game. So that's the launch trailer. Okay, so it's not explicitly like Hi-Fi Rush and the Hell Song. Sorry that it was too loud. I'm sorry about that. All right. Is there a way to... Okay, add that to the wish list. So you got to defeat musical megastars. There's dynamic soundtrack. I imagine dynamic soundtrack is going to be the big thing. 500 pieces of fan art available to view and collect in Vinyl City. That's cool. Can I play this? Recommended. Yep. Okay, cool. They don't ask for too much from me. The only downside is it isn't in any of the subscriptions, which is a little bit unfortunate. No, don't go to Instant Gaming. All right, so hang on. Where is this? No Straight Road. All right, so copy that. Head over to here. New games. Where is that? All right, so drop that into Control-Shift-V. Yes. Control-Shift-V. There we go. No Straight Roads Encore. Actually, I should probably also make this dot point as well. So the first 6 Final Fantasy games I actually have in my Steam library, because I don't know who explicitly did it, but someone went and, you know, got them converted so you can play them on the PC and what have you. And all of them are like the Sprite games, the 1s to 6. So I'm really curious how well that's going to go. And sure, it's a JRPG. Hang on. JRPG. It's a JRPG. It's going to be a whiles, most likely, because of, you know, how JRPGs can be. But I reckon that would actually be a fun franchise to get into. Especially since, hang on a second, we also have Final Fantasy 16 coming out at some point. I am most certainly going to want to play that. I've played Final Fantasy 15. I've played the Kingdom Hearts series. JRPGs, for some reason, are just going to be in my brain. Such as... Yakuza? Hopefully I'm spelling that right. I think... Did I play the... Hang on. Did I actually play the... What's-a-Mahoozy? Is there a way for me to see my previous... What's-a-Mahoozies? My previous games. Lol, there's me. Hi, me. Hang on, I'll wave and see how long it takes for it to catch up. Hello, Twitch. Here we go. Wee. Let's see how big this delay is. All right, you ready for this, chat? You ready for this? You ready for this? Wah. Up, down, hit it. Motion. We're just gonna do this as infinite corridor. This is what fucking what's-a-Mahoozy Diavolo is seeing right now. He's just like going, and then it's, you know, it's just gonna be. Oh, actually, let's see how good. All right, hang on a second. Silence. Ow. 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 Infinite pain. Ow. Infinite. just gasp. Bonk. All right, cool. All right, ignoring all that. Where can I go to see my history of games? I don't want to log it. I guess. Oh, I actually know Twitch tracker. If I go to my GrantZeebs thingamajiggy, it should tell me the games and such like that. Also, I find it weird that I'm not like, you know, in the thingamajiggy. I swear I've done a I've already done a what's-a-mahoozy, a Yakuza game. It's somewhere in here, I think. I've played it for another number of hours, I'm fairly sure. Have I really? Hang on a second. Stream time. Like. So I haven't played Like a Dragon Infinity. Keep playing it. No. We're not doing it again. We're not doing it for Infinity. I'm not gonna have me getting bonked on the head infinite number of times. You're welcome to clip that moment, however. I'm pretty sure I don't have any, like, you know, dangerous things shared on here. But yeah, look at, oh my goodness. The Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5 doesn't have a fucking cover art. Annoying. Can I submit a cover? It would be nice if I could. List of games. So yeah, so obviously Final Fantasy is like my biggest one at 270 hours. That's just going to keep infinitely growing. Gone through the Kingdom Hearts 1 to 3. 112 hours in that thing. Titan Quest Anniversary, I almost hit 100. Elden Ring was 50. Hey, look, just chatting. I do not know when in the F I had 151 people watching me. I'm going to be real with you. I understand, like, these ones having all the big follows because... Oh, sorry, not the big follows, but, like, the big viewers, because I'm pretty sure that's when I got rated by, you know, the likes of Radium, Scribbly, or... I think Joel rated into me once. Actually, you know what? That's probably when Joel rated into me. Have I played Melody of Memories yet? No. Stop asking if I played Memory of Melodies. I'm not going to be playing Memory of Melodies, all right? And no, I'm not going to be watching the cutscenes while I'm on stream. We have better things to go through. Far Cry 6. All right, so also, yeah, Greedfall. I did Dark Souls. I've not done Dark Souls 2 yet. That, actually, hang on a sec. Where's my documents? Here it is. Franchises. Dark Souls. 2 to 3, and then we move on to Seiko. And then we do Bloodborne at some point. Those are the Souls-like games in the franchise, right? Oh, and Demon Souls. If you want to say to you, quick lore, I say it's okay. I don't want to hear anything about Kingdom Hearts any further. BioShock? Oh, au contraire. Where is it? Bam. BioShock 1 and BioShock 2 have already been completed. Jesus Christ, I had 98 people watching. Where are these people? When was that? When did I have like 50 people watching me at one point? Fucking false. This tracker has no idea. Infinity? Yeah. Fair enough. I'll put Infinity down. BioShock Infinite. I don't know. They're sleeping. Apparently so. Actually, is it in here? Hang on. All right. Dark and darker. Okay, so. A while ago. This is I think I did this before streaming as well. I played the Darksiders series. I went through 1. I played 2 a long time ago, and I didn't finish it when I did the rerun. And then I went into 3. When was the last time I played? Oh, it was probably on my other account. So, Dead Rising, because everyone plays that. Ooh, am I played? I don't know if I'm played. So, and then they said, you know, only go through like 1 to 3. They say ignore 4, they say. Who is they? The viewers. Some random viewer a long time ago, and I do not keep track of their name because there are so many of you, and some of you, you know, it's hard for me to remember, like, you know, 13 peeps. I am actually really terrible with names. Something like Dead Cells in the Castlevania Symphony of the Night? Is that in? Hang on a second. That's the game bar. That's not what I want. Ow. One moment. All PC games. I thought there would be more PC games than this. Oh, A Plague Tale Requiem. I gotta play that at some point. Plague Tale Requiem. Because I got that game. I played the earlier one. Alright. Excuse me. We're dropping Atomic Heart because, you know, I thought it would be something interesting, but it feels very weak compared to BioShock. No, we're not doing Battlefield shit. I already did the Dead Space remake. I wasn't interested in going through, like, the whole thing. When's Dad? Hang on a second. Dragon Age Dread Wolf. When's Dad? Is an upcoming role-playing video game developed by BioWare to be published. Do we have a date? No, we do not have a date for the Dread Wolf. But they're long-ass games. I don't know if I want to go through... Like, Origins, I saw Code the Yoshi going through it. It is not that much fun. I don't know if Code is going to be enjoying that. Hang on. Let me see if I can emote. I don't know if I'm... Like, I've seen Code try and go through Origins, and he's like, yep, no, he skips that nonsense. And then he just went straight into 2. Inquisition is going to be a while. It's really tempting. Maybe if they did, like, a fucking remaster, so you got, like, the first 2 games as one pack, maybe then I'd be a little more interested in trying to go through Dragon Age if they could, like, you know, clean up some of the nonsense. But, yeah. I think I'll excuse Dragon Age for now. Let's see. What else? Oh, lol. You can play, like, the entire Fallout. I don't know if I would actually want to, though. Gears of War. Oh, interesting. So they've got Ultimate Edition, then you've got 4. Why is it in this order? Why is it going 5, 4, and then Ultimate? They should really switch that around. That makes no sense. I've not yet played Grounded. I don't think I ever will because of the spiders. Played that for a little bit. Hated it. Rhythm games aren't really my thing anymore. Or, not rhythm games, but, like, on-the-beat combat. Oh, I remember Jade Empire. Did you guys ever play Jade Empire? It was actually fairly fun. Oh, Pog, League of Legends. Pog, League of Legends. Wait, there was JoJo? Where was JoJo? Hang on a second. Where's JoJo? H-I-J. Where's... Oh, JoJo's! There's JoJo's. Battle with 50 colorful characters from the world of JoJo Bizarre Adventures, wielding stands, Hamon, and more. I didn't know this was on the Game Pass. All right, I'm going to add that in real quick. Put it into the D drive. I'm gonna add JoJo's real quick, so then that way that's available to me to another time. So even if that's not on the stream thingy-majiggy, Iggy, like, I have that for my own personal enjoyment. Oh, so you can get, like, the Dragon Age thingy-majiggies from within here as well. I already did Maneater. I already did the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries. Look, I see giant mechas. I'm interested. Hang on a second. How does this work? Welcome to the year 3015. It's a hell of a time to be alive. Humanity has colonized thousands of star systems. War is everywhere, and the battlefield of the future are dominated by hulking machines known as battle mechs. It's dangerous work for the elite pilots of these metal monstrosities, but that's why a power-hungry mech warrior like you came here. If you're looking to blast, wreck, stomp, and profit, step aside. Pog, hypercapitalism. Okay, so Mech does not support progress synchronization on PC. Progress cloud save is available only between Xbox consoles. Cool, so don't play it on the Xbox console. Alright, so we got Rise of... So there's DLC from the looks of it. What does Mech Warriors look like on the Steam library? Hang on a second. Steam DB. Nope. Nope. Excuse me. All right. So, Mech Warriors. It would cost $80 to get it as a bundle. Oh, and they're actually distributing patches and shit. When was this game released? Oh, 2021. Okay, so it's not like that long ago. But yeah, it's on the PC Game Pass, so yeah, we can play it. All right, what's the... So, story. As the inheritor of a once prominent mercenary company, reborn in the flames of its near destruction at the hands of conspiring factors, your quest for glory and revenge will stretch light years as you chase threads of interstellar intrigue along your journey to becoming an elite mech warrior and mercenary commander. Home to thousands of star systems and an array of stunning biomes, the inner sphere is alive with activity, purpose, consequence, and variety. Systems will be Ooh. The battlefields of the future are dominated by battle mechs, hulking machines of war capable of leveling entire cities. As a battle mech pilot, you'll rain havoc upon enemy mechs and targets, including tanks, ground vehicles. Oh, this just sounds like a fucking power fantasy. With 4-player co-op supported both within the campaign and instant replay, you can experience the full breadth of... Ooh, co-op is a thing. Okay, all right, hang on a second. New games. Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries. All right, and then... All right, hit the back button. Dragon Ball Survivors, have I played? No. Is it in this list? No, it is not. All right. Moving on. I already... Oh, they put Minus Rider. I already have this, but I have it on, like, my Steam library instead of elsewhere. Okay. Ninja Gaiden 3, Theta... Wait, is that Theta? No, that's Sigma. Yeah, this is Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Yep, Sigma. Sigma nuts. Fucking got him. Ow. I thought that was funny. All right. All right. So we were here. We were in the M. So we did the so there's the Mech Warrior there. Metal Hellsinger we did a while ago. Middle Earth Shadow of War. Open world brought to life by the award-winning Nemesis system. Ow. I remember this. I remember this system, this Nemesis system. And fucking Warner Brothers, they trademarked and copyrighted this. They stopped other people making this system. And this is so fucking annoying because as we're moving into the games as a service, you know, live services game systems like Destiny and what have you, that system, the Nemesis system, would have been so fucking useful in these game franchises. Having a always online system and including in your, you know, they call it the Nemesis system, but basically what it means is that you have character-driven enemies growing and upgrading themselves. That system would have been so... Imagine if you went through like Warframe technically... Hold on a sec. Let me get back to... Nope, that's Chrome. I need this one. What's this one? Okay, close that. What's this one? Close that. All right, hang on a sec. Warframe, Grenier, what's a Mahuzi? You have like the Grenier, like assassin, there's like a, what's it called? There's a particular kind of Grenier, Kuva leeches. No, Kuva leech. Is it? No. Gameplay. There's like a Kuva. This. So you have Kuva leeches in Warframe, and basically the way it works is that you have like you have like this Grenier that you humiliate or some shit, and because you humiliated them, you then have this particular Grenier who will always like steal some of your resources at the end of your missions in Warframe, and you have to then unlock all of these like murmurs or something like that, and then once you figure out like the three Whatsamahuzi, the Requiems, you then go into a Grenier mission and fight the Kuva Leech. This would have hugely benefited from the so-called Nemesis system, but you can't use that. The reason why this one doesn't hit the copyright is because you have like it's a gated enemy or something like that. Yes, I understand. I'm glitching. I don't have all the CPU. Hang on a second. Task manager. Observe as I demonstrate to you that at my current runnings, look at me glitching. Yeah, I'm at 100% CPU right now. And look at this. Here's the problem, is that there's nothing in my list that's like, overt in terms of like, other than VC Face and the Ultra Leap, actually using the CPU. And then Intro Fighters. I'm leaving Intro Fighters open because I feel like you guys might actually like that while I'm going through all this. Like, so many things are not actually using that much resources, but combining them all together is what makes uses all those resources. Like, look at performance. Like everything has all the cores are being utilized right now, which is why I'm getting a new CPU. Look at this. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 12 cores right now, or sorry, 12 threads right now, 6 cores, all doing something. And they're all capped. I might just have to close some things. Hang on a second. What can I close? I can close, all right, I'm actually going to get out of Steam. I'm going to keep voice mod because I use that for the sound effects. I'm going to quit out of Telegram. You know what? I don't need this. Let's get out of Discord. If anyone needs to send me something important, then I'll read it another time. I'm still using 100% of the CPU, but this time it's 100% of the CPU to other things. Also, I need to, like, hang on. Group, turn that off. There we go. Alrighty, close the Twitters. Yes, I want to keep watching Skyfox as he plays Beat Saber. Hello, bestest boy! Sorry, we were talking about the Nemesis system and how annoying that has been trademarked or copywritten, so no other video games can actually use they can use something similar to the Nemesis system, which is player-driven upgrades to the enemies and such. Cookie for Bookie. Wait, Bookie? Who the fuck is Bookie? I have never heard of this Bookie. Bookie Boo Woo. Bookie Boo Ooh Woo. Oh, I see that icon. Hang on a second. Why did I see Mrs. Doubtfire? Because it's just a fun little hello. Bookie Cookie. Bookie Cookie. Hang on a second. Bookie, like that profile icon. Yes, I know that style. That's one of Mega's fucking bean burger what do you call those? What do you call that Mega style? It's like a squishy cutie something aroozies thingy. Yeah, made me a bap bap. Is that what they're called? Bap baps? I would personally like go fight somewhere else. Move, shoot. Push. Out of the way. Bestest boy, move, move. There we go. I would very much love one of those like Mega Arts chibis, because the closest thing I have right now, hang on a second, hopefully this doesn't open on the main screen. No, it doesn't open on the main screen, thank goodness. One of the things I currently have, thanks to Bone Mass Dog, is this burger. I would very much love for Mega to like make a GrantZeebs. Does Grant have spicy things on his desktop? Yes, he does. It is a regular thing. Like spicy memes like Sonic is dead. Don't say it's cursed. A GrantZeebs is not cursed. All right. You know what? I'm going to install that. Hang on a sec. Change. Drop it into the thingy. All right. Hang on a sec. So where's my... There it is. So yeah, we were talking about the Kuva Leech because they were the closest to the Nemesis system. Shadow of War. So that's the Lord of the Rings. Mordor game. I want to play other Lord of the Rings games, actually, because there's this one. Hang on a sec. Mines of Moria. Here it is. Here's the thing. This is supposed to be available this year. They have not given us a more concrete date for the Lord of the Rings Return to Moria. And this makes me think that it could either be like Deep Rock Galactic, or it could be like, what's-a-mahoozy? It could be like Dark and Darker, where you're actually like going into the mines of Moria, grabbing shit and bringing it back and improving your base and such like that. So what exactly are you doing on your stream? I'm just chatting right now, having a little discussion and thought about what I'm going to be playing in the future and such like that. I just recently finished playing Kingdom Hearts. Like, that thing took me... When did I start playing Kingdom Hearts? Holy shit, I was playing it October. Nope, I was first playing it July. Oh my goodness. I have been playing this game since... I have been playing Kingdom Hearts since July of last year. It has taken me... July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. It's taken me 9 months to get through the Kingdom Hearts series. And that was back when I was like, you know, playing it three times a week or something. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts at the start. And then I got like, you know, molding or some shit in August, I think, because of the Chain of Memories. No, I was not pregnant with Kingdom Hearts. Stop saying that. I'm not pregnant. So, oh my, so yeah, so I've gone through all of that, and now I need to think of a new game, a new franchise, and I've got a few notes here. So I've got the Final Fantasy series from 1 to 6, because I've got that in my Steam library already. There's the there's the Yakuza series, because I've played Like a Dragon offline, but I never played... I think I played it and finished it before I was streaming, but I have not played Yakuza 0 to 6. It's not new, but what about Dark Deception? Huh? Hang on. Also, hang on a sec. Lord of the Rings: The Return to Moria. I'm just going to add that into my list as Control-Shift-V. There we go. All right. Dark Deception. Oh, no. No. I'm not even clicking even deeper. Story-driven, first-person horror. No, and I'm in a maze? I have to be fucking stuck in a maze with these monstrosities? No. I refuse. I want to do a commentary. I want to comment on games when they go hyper-capitalism and shit. May 2nd? All right. Oh, yeah, and I already did a mark about... so this comes out... 22nd of June. Hang on a second. Create event. So this is so 22nd. So that's a Thursday, which so that's nope, not 16. 16. Yeah, 16. Save. Also, make it all day. That's like an all day release. Where's the tick? There it is. All day. Save. So that's when Final Fantasy 16 is a thing. When is Street Fighter 6? June 2nd. Where's my calendar? There's my calendar. And then event. June 2nd. Okay, that one's a Friday. That one's a lot better. And that gives me like a number of weeks to go through there. When's Diablo 4? Do I want to play Diablo 4? I haven't played any of the Diablo games. Actually, that's one of the other... Some people have recommended it to me, the Diablo 2 remake. They recommended that. When does this thing come out? Ooh, boobies. You don't like the spook? I don't like the spoopies. Look, if it's overtly spoopy, like Five Nights at Freddy's spoopy, I'm not interested in spoopy. I'm fine with like the BioShock spoopies, where the core isn't the spookies for BioShock. The core of the BioShock is like the adult spookies, such as hypercapitalism or zealot activities, occult behaviors, taxes. You don't think it's a need to play? All right, valid. What's in here? What the? Super Mega Baseball. No. Oh, yeah. Jedi Survivor. When does this come out? Wait. Oh, it's already here. Okay. I'm going to be real with you. Considering their deluxe edition has you wearing, like, you know, jackets. I'm going to be... Okay, hang on a sec. Let me just zoom in. In the previous game, you didn't get jackets. You got fucking ponchos. Our boy, Cal Kestis, probably one of the coolest Jedi we were able to play since, you know, Jedi Outcast. He was wearing ponchos the entire game. I am going to get the deluxe edition. So if they dupe us again, if they dupe us with the fucking, oh, he's just going to be wearing the same sort of ponchos again, I am going to have the deluxe edition so we can at least have some good old jackets. Not, you know, fucking ponchos. Like, it made sense for him to have a poncho in, like, maybe one or two of the maps. But when we went to, Oggo Boggo's, Mud Swamp or something, and he was wearing a pilot jacket, I thought he was going to have, like, a different outfit like they did for, The Force Unleashed. But no, it was just ponchos left and right. When does this come out? April 28th. Okay. I know what we're going to be playing at the end of the month. Where's April 28th? Here it is. Star Wars. Jedi Survivors. Is it an all-day thing? Yes, it is an all-day thing. Awesome. Control-C. Control-Shift-V. Get rid of that TM. We know it's a TM. Pizza Tower or The Legend of Zelda. It is on my to-do list to go through Tears of the Kingdom. I've gone through the Breath of the Wild. Maybe I need to... Control-Shift-V. Maybe I need to go through Breath of the Wild on stream, but I feel like if I do that, I am going to be reminded of like, so much of the grind. Should I? Hang on, can I do a poll? Hang on. Poll. Breath of the Wild before Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. Need the lore. Nah. Nah, we know the lore. What about the Fallout games? Nah. Sorry for dismissing it very quickly, Bookie. I am so sorry, but that's... I was just very much, like, hang on a second, because where is it? All right, so you're doing your download. Where are they? Because here's the thing, is that... Where is it? All right, so Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, I have done those games, and they are... You're tasting Gaze's poo-poo? No, it's not! No, it's not! You just... I've gone through 3, I've gone through 4. A lot of 3 is reliant on the DLC and such like that. And the thing is that I feel like with Fallout 3, I could almost speed run it if I could. Fallout 1 and 2, however, isometric games are fucking shit. And what's more is... I'm not a huge fan of games that are like, oh, you got like a calendar-like system to deal with. In this case, something like Persona 5, where you have to get things done by a due date, and there's multiple endings based off of that calendar and your success. Boop. Don't let me dissuade you, Bookie. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Wait, isn't there a... Hang on a second. There's a thing... Isn't there a thing to play Fallout New Vegas mod Fallout 4? Hang on. Isn't there like a... There's like a remake thing. Is there a New Vegas mod for Fallout 4? Those interested can download Project Mojave. The mod is only available for PC version of Fallout 4. This is not a full remake of New Vegas in 4. Though there is such a project in the works as another mod team. Oh my goodness. What? Okay, I need more context. What the fuck? So, Project Mojave is the remastered mod within Fallout 4. So that was a passion project. We aim to faithfully recreate and remake the Mojave Wasteland, including the true storms and weather, graphics mod, the NAC-X modular weather, lightning, and visual overhaul. Some mods are just mods made within mods. Those interested, there is a project being done by another team. A new set of Fallout 4 New Vegas has been shared online, providing a new look at the ambitious project that aims to recreate the game developed by Obsidian and the latest entry in the game by Bethesda. You gotta admit, it's a little bit silly how they do this kind of stuff. Do I want to try that, Bookie? Nothing in the assets is from Fallout New Vegas. Everything in Fallout 4 New Vegas has been made completely from scratch where necessary. The EULA for both Fallout 4 and New Vegas prohibits unauthorized decompiling of assets, something that would be necessary to port assets to Fallout 4 from Fallout New Vegas. You say, and then you pick up Puffin. Uppies. More information on the Fallout 4 can be found on its Facebook page. You have a Facebook page? What the hell? In celebration of Fallout New Vegas, we have another trailer. They have a Discord. All right. Hang on. And how they work in... I should have realized it would be probably hyper ambitious thinking the Fallout 4 New Vegas mod was available or something. It would be funny if they did like an if they gave us a due date though. It would be absolutely hilarious. Showcase continues. Happy birthday. You take a sip from your trusty Vault 13 canteen. Beep, 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 beep. I know where to go. I can't get in without a key. Unlocked with key. Neat. Oh. This makes me want to play it. That's a really highly accurate robot. some is how weapons you reload. Always play their full reload, even if they should theoretically already have a round chambered. All right, so they've done technical reloads. Oh, this is some serious detail. Play Atomic Heart. I started playing it. I was very miffed by the dialogue between our main protagonist and the What's-a-Mahoozy, the robot glove that we got. I am very much annoyed with the recent trend we've been getting where sidekicks are just bad-mouthed by the protagonist or given this, like, they call it Marvel-esque humor, where it's one of those things where they downplay the seriousness of the situation they're in to, like, make a bit out of it. You're gonna go lurk now? Not to worry, Bookie. I am so sorry that none of the game... I'm so sorry that I've downplayed... Like, I've had to, like, say no to, like, a number of the games you've recommended. I am really sorry about that. I hope you're not dissuaded by joining in the chat another time. I really hope I haven't, like, soured your mood. But you have a good time lurking. I love the emotes you got between Puffin and Simon. They're really cool. The sisters in the fridge. The fridge was weird. The fridge, I feel like, was a really good, like, solid acting, and it felt really awkward going, like, you know, ever having to deal with it. But I'm kind of a little bit fine with, because you're not, like, fully interacting with it and such like that. And, you know, only the moments that were, like, you know, stuck in the story were things such as you basically stopping yourself from getting sexually assaulted from the fridge and, you know, noting that the fridge is really fucking weird. The points with the main character in the glove, however, are really confusing. Chat, don't look at my age as I type it in. I don't need reminders of how old I am, please. This game uses cookies. I accept. All right, April 21st is when Dead Thingy-Majiggy. April 20... Jesus Christ, I have a week to go through Dead Rising 2 before I have to swap over. Dead Rising 2. My goodness, I am not giving myself a lot of time. All right, so we're currently here. We got 2 weeks before whatever game I'm going through in franchise-wise gets picked up by Dead Island. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I wrote Dead Rising instead of Dead Island. Sorry about that. Save. There we go. Thank you, Slagsmolskulabin 8-bit. Deathloop? Oh, no, I finished Deathloop. Hang on a second. Pretty sure I played it on stream as well. Yeah, I did. Deathloop. Not a lot of peeps were interested in that. And I think the thing is that it was kind of okay as, like, you know, an assassination game, like Dishonored style. But I think a lot of people were kind of, like, I didn't have too big of an annoyance with it until the very end, where you basically had a very specific, you know, process you had to go through to kill all 9 people. It would have been great if there was a different order of operation to go through to kill the 9 people, because what it ended up being is you go into the first place into the you go into the docks in the morning to kill the person that was doing their opening sermon. You had to do that in your morning. There was no other time you could take on this sermon, because none of your other actions would have gotten them out of the sermon, even with the party that was going off in the evening. It would have been really cool if there was some way where it was like, yeah, sure, you can kill, like, the 9 people across the 4 different segments of the day, or you spend the first 3 segments setting up all this nonsense for the 4th segment to have all 9 of them at the party. I feel like that would have been another one to do, is having all 9 people in, like, the evening segment. And then you had to, like, go to, like, basically the thingy-majiggy and kill your daughter or what have you. Destiny, try this one. I'm currently going through that right now. It's not really a lot of hours, but I'm gonna be real with you. It's one of the that's my guilty pleasure right now, where if I'm not streaming but I want to play games, then it's gonna be Destiny. What was the final you make it? The finals, you mean? No. Oh, are you meaning like what was my ending for Deathloop? There is other ones? Not really making the most amount of sense, I'm sorry to say. Oh yeah, so hang on a sec. I keep Dead Island 2. Deathloop? Yeah. Yeah, I went through that. Oh my goodness, 2021. Was it really that long ago when I first played it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I put a lot of hours into that. There is another Destiny. I understand there's Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, and Destiny 2 is basically what replaced Destiny 1, but you can't play Destiny 1 because Destiny 1 was an action service. The good one or the bad one? I got us out of the time loop. I'm not too sure if that is what you would call the good ending, but that's the one I picked. Is the one where I broke us out of the time loop. So I did look at both endings where your options are either, you know, breaking the time loop. There's Destiny on the PS4. There is no way you can play Destiny on the PS4. I don't believe you. Hang on, I need to keep that open so then that way the next time people list video games and it's like, I'm fairly sure I already played that, I have that available to me on the get-go. Alright, so we got Final Fantasy, we got Yakuza, we got Dark Souls, we got Bioshock Infinite. You know what? I'm gonna move Bioshock Infinite to up here. We got the Dead Rising, Dead Island 2. Because it's only a single game. Like some of these. Baldur's Gate, actually. So 1, 2, either solo or co-op. And then Baldur's Gate 3 will be co-op. Because my idea for Baldur's Gate is... Hang on a second. Baldur's Gate. My idea for Baldur's Gate 3 is I want to have a D&D group, but I don't want to have to deal with a DM or have one of us be the DM. So just have all of us play in Baldur's Gate and have the PC be the DM. I think that would be rather fun. So that's my idea. What else is on... Actually, when is Baldur's Gate 3? Baldur's Gate 3. When is that? Release... It is not released already. It's in early development. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Where's the store? Yeah, it's an early access game. And it was meant to have... August 31st. Okay. May, June, July, August 31st. Baldur's Gate 3. You wanted to play with A, but you don't have a PC, just a phone? I know Chaz Desu, they don't have like a huge ass PC, but what they do is they actually they've actually been able to play COD at least on the mobile. Hopefully I'm typing in their name correctly. Yeah, that's Chaz Desu. They play COD on the mobile, so if there's mobile games that, you know, are multiplayer, they're definitely worth seeing if they'll play those. I am my own person. I am not a guest. Let's see. So those are my scheduled games. I reckon I've got a lot there already. I reckon I have a lot there already that I've got, because like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Even if some of these only took like 2 weeks to get through streaming like schedule time, that's still a lot of games to get through the rest of this year. Like maybe there'll be holidays and such or breaks. Big stretch. Big stretch for the big boy. Maybe there's games that I'll be able to like play like for longer than 3 hours a day or 3 times a week. Croc the Investigator. Hang on. Is this like the furry investigation game? I crossed over into the world. Croc Investigator. Brock the Investigator. Yeah, this is the furry... this is the furry game. I've seen a few people play this, but... I don't know. Watching this, I feel like it's in the same sort of realm as when I played, like, Who Murdered Sonic the Hedgehog, where it was like, that one was a bit of a meme for me to get into to play, and I was like, you know what, fine, let's do a really quick stream for that. This one, I put it in the same realm as Hi-Fi Rush, where it's like, it's not really pushing me to play this, like, watching this game. Like, if I, you know, had the time August last year to play it, and I picked it up, I would most certainly finish it, but I don't know. It's just one of those... I don't have that big of a FOMO, like, with every video game that's presented to me. FOMO is, like, a very interesting sort of feeling where it's not there for every kind of game. Does his belly get bigger when he goes into a fighting pose? It looks like it does. But yeah, like, because things such as, you know, Brock the Investigator doesn't hit me, or, you know, Disco Elysium, when it, you know, I was tempted when it first came out, but every time I look back on it, I'm like, I don't think so. Kingdom Come Deliverance is the same sort of thing. Actually, no, Kingdom Come Deliverance, I do have moments of FOMO where I'm like, I kind of want to get back, I want to get into it or something, but it's not really there for me. I do have Baldur's Gate Expanded Edition. But yeah, there's just some games where, you know, the FOMO isn't that strong. Oh, Starfield. I see it in my tabs up there, and I forgot to put it in there. Starfield. And when's this? Please don't watch as I type in my age. I don't need people to see that. All right, back onto Zoom. Ding. Ding.
And again, for you all.
Okay, yeah, it was a September. So September 6th. That's plenty of time. Starfield. And then August, September 6th. Yeah, September 6th was when Starfield was coming out. That's an all-day affair. Put that in there. August, June, July. So there's that. The Coronation of King Charles III. I swear we already had that. But yeah. Ow. Luna. Ow. Hang on. Big stretch. Big stretch for the big boy. Excuse me. You gotta go, boys? Not to worry, Z-Doggo. Thank you for coming in. You did a lot of kick-ass work. Thank you for sitting in and, like, you know, getting my brain going, checking out all the different games and what have you. Oh, I just missed out what Slag wrote. Already is going to last for a long time. If it's as big as the previous ones, then it will be huge. Definitely enough games for the year. Have a nice stream. Have a wonderful night. Not to worry. Thank you for coming along. I see... Interesting that I haven't seen Luna raise any notes or complaints. Luna, is there a franchise that I'm somehow missing in this, like, little series? Oh, increased weapon probability. I definitely want to get in on that. I want my weapon. Oh, fuck yeah, mace. This is gonna be... No, don't... Also, what is with all the boxes? Like what? I don't know. Like these kinds of games. Can I zoom in even further? Nope, that's the most I can zoom in. I've put like a few games that I didn't put Fallout in. I've already gone through the Mass Effect trilogy again. Hello, can you like scroll further down, please? Why won't it scroll further down? Grounded. Oh yeah, the spider, the ants and spider game. Is there a conclusion to that one? Am I streaming tonight? No, I won't be streaming tonight. Tonight's Sunday. Grounded. System Shock. Wait, did it get remake done? I thought they just had like a remaster. They haven't remade it yet. Oh, shit. That's actually close. Oh, but they got a demo. Yes, Steam is installed. Open Steam. I'll have a try of their demo and see whether or not it's something I'm going to put on my list. We'll have a think about that. Yep, put it in the Steam library. It's only 5 gigs. I miss when games didn't have, like, obscenely large, whatsamahoozy, I miss when games didn't have obscenely large, install sizes. So, yeah, because System Shock was meant to be the progenitor to, BioShock and all that kind of such. Pre-purchase now and receive System Shock 2 Enhanced Edition. I'm fairly sure I already have that. Kingdom Come Deliverance, Scars Above, Outward. 2 players own this game. Prime Matter franchise. Oh, what? Oh, it's the these are publisher. This is the publisher. Okay. Payday 3 is on my wish list, so I definitely want that. Oh my goodness, they were responsible for Iron Harvest. Fuck that. King's Bounty, Shenmue, Dolmen, The Chant. Okay, this publisher is very grabbing a lot of different stuff. Alright, so Legend of Zelda. When was that coming out? Hello, Meeps! Good morning, welcome to the stream. We're not playing any video games. We're just having like a fun little moment of like catching up on planning of the future. Oh, actually, there is something I do have to reveal, however. Hang on a second. I need to go to twitch.tv/GrantZeebs. Okay, maybe I need to log in first. Hang on a second. Give me a moment. Thank you for the boops. I may be lagging just a little bit. Do not worry. GrantZeebs. Ding. Dong. Ding. Login. We, give me a minute. Give me a minute. You're gonna give me a cookie? You mean this cookie? You want this cookie? You're gonna have to win this fight. Are you gonna win this fight? Are you gonna win are you gonna beat my robot? Are you gonna win? Are you gonna win? Oh, are you gonna win? Come on. Do it for the cookie meeps. Win this fight. Defeat the robot Zeebs with the... Oh, you didn't win. You don't get the cookie. You don't get the cookie. I'm sorry to say. Shame. Shame. All right. So, in my schedule... Give me a minute. So, not this week. Not next week. Where are you? The week after, the week after, the week after. Here it is. May 1st is going to be the first, like, I'm going to do a party game. Wait. May 1st? What? No. That's not supposed to be on a Monday. That's supposed to be on the Saturday. Hang on a second. I need to edit this. Edit schedule. Hang on. That's incorrecties. Party game. That is supposed to be on... That's supposed to be on the first Saturday of the month. There we go. Save. The party... So the first Saturday of May is going to be our first, like, quote-unquote party game. I am going to do proper planning for... All right, actually, let me just throw you over there for a little bit. I am going to do proper planning for that game. I have a month to get out there as loudly as possible. May 6th, on a Saturday in Australia, that stream, while normally an MMO stream, is going to be party game. We're going to play something party related. It might be Fall Guys. It might be Mario Brothers, like party game, or Mario Kart. It's going to be something party related. I still don't have that like totally clued in, but I really need to try and figure out how to get as many people as possible involved into that, including viewers such as you. Hopefully that was, like, you know, promo-y enough to get people interested. All right. May 6th. Party game. Or, yeah, party stream. Or party game stream, sorry. Party game stream. Save. There we go. But yeah, how is your evening going, Meeps? How is the evening? You still at... All right. My robot is still kicking people's asses. We need to get ready to, like... We need to get ready to kick his ass. Let's see if I can get him this time. Oh, damn. Nope. I got absolutely decimated with the axe. And there I am. I feel like weapons have a very unfair advantage in a 1v1 fight. Alright, so Boulder Gate 3 is already on my thingy-madiggy. That's explaining the thingy-madiggies. What the... Never heard of this game before. I was back in February. Okay, never mind. March. Okay, we're in April. Is there anything I need to worry about in April? Sherlock Holmes Awakened, Tron Identity, War Tales. No, doesn't look like... What the fuck? Hello Kitty and Friends. God of Rock, Mega Man. May is, I feel like, when all the big stuff is. Oh yeah, April is when I play Jedi Survivor, so... Got a few weeks for that. System Shock comes out in... Golem comes out in May as well. I'm probably going to not play that. Crash Team Rumble. Ooh, hang on. That comes out June 20th. Ah. Excuse me. Search. What kind of multiplayer game is this? Is this a battle royale? Is that the idea? This looks like a battle royale.
Eyes on target. Oh
is going on here? You hope that Survivors is as good as the previous game? I reckon it would be good. Here's the thing. Here's my reasoning for this. Hang on a second. Let me just go to Jedi Survivors trailer. All right? Let me be real with you. The reason it's going to be an awesome game is very simple.
The order is gone.
This game is going to be following some very classic sequel rules to win, okay? Because back in the day, when you did a sequel from Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2, or Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 2, or Halo 1 to Halo 2, what do all those games have in common? They have something in common, all those games.
I hear you.
Let me demonstrate to you. Where is it? Here it is. This is what got all those sequel games have in common.
Here, why? His kind.
You have their iconic franchises, iconic weapons, and then fucking two iconic weapons. That is the key to a great sequel. Is you bring in the iconic weapon and you double it. All right. Assassin's Creed 1, you had the hidden blade. What did you do in Assassin's Creed 2? 2 hidden blades. Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2, you went from 1 keyblade to 2 keyblades. And now, Jedi Survivor, you go from having 1 lightsaber to having 2 lightsabers. Here we go. See? Fucking brilliant. 10 out of 10. That is how you do sequels. You just... iconic weapon number 1 in the first game, 2 iconic weapons in the second game. So yeah, it's in my to-do list. We are definitely going to be getting into it in April 28th. So we definitely got some stuff to do. Oh yeah, we're getting into a long weekend for Halloween. So if there is a game in the franchise that we need to go through really quickly, we have the opportunity to do so. You can't tell me. Also, I forgot to check the poll. I need to double check the poll that I had going off for the 1 moment, please. I forgot to double check the poll if people wanted me to play Breath of the Wild or not. Manage poll. Where did that poll go? Breath of the Wild before Tears of the Kingdom. Did people want me to play Breath of the Wild? Because I'm going to be real, I don't know if I do. I'm just waiting for the page to load because, you know, things take a while when you're running 100% CPU on all these different games. Look at me. 100% CPU usage. This is why I'm getting a new CPU in the mail, hopefully by the end of April, is so then that way I can play the PC games without, you know, too much issue of being CPU throttled. End the Xbox task. Where am I on the video game download? Because I'm having 2 video games download, I think. I have the System Shock thingy-majiggy getting run. I'm still waiting for the poll results to show. It doesn't want to show. 1 moment, please. Open the dashboard from here instead. Give me a moment, give me a moment. No player landscape. Manage poll. I'll get to it. I just have to run on a relatively slow PC. Okay, so I had 1 person vote in this poll. I'm going to say that's inadmissible. It's inadmissible. All right, close this. All right. Besides, I got plenty of games to go through. I reckon... Let's see. I've got about a week and a half to get through like as much of one of these franchises or new games as possible before I say new, but you know, games that have already been released. So hang on a sec. So, new games. Upcoming games. All right, so Starfield. Let's see. Do the dot point thingy-majiggy. Tears of the Kingdom, Jedi Survivor. Get rid of all use. Add you all into there. Mines of Moria. Dink. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games that are like new to me. And then we have, hang on. Is there, yep, cool, there is a gap. So we got all that to deal with. And then upcoming games. We're definitely going to be playing into Jedi Survivor and Dead Island 2. Those are both in April. And then we've got, let's see, September. Mines of Moria just says 2023. We have no actual idea. Final Fantasy 16. When was that? Final Fantasy 16. When was this going to be released? June 22nd. Did I put in June 22nd? Yes, I did. All right, cool. So, where are you? Final Fantasy 16. June. And then Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was coming out January, February, March, April, May. So that was coming out May 12th. So, May. All right. So, order of operation wise. So we're going through that first. And then... All right, so that's the operation of the upcoming games I'm going to be having to go through is the Dead Island 2. I have about a week to try and get through as much of that as possible before I go into Jedi Survivor. I definitely need to try and get Jedi Survivor done before I move on to Tears of the Kingdom, which is going to be a very much an RPG sort of game, giving me a month to get through Final Fantasy 16. I reckon a month I might be able to do that. And then from June, July, September. So I've got like 2 months to go from Final Fantasy 16 to Starfield. But this game, Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, that can be popping up at any time. Now, these are new games that I could be playing during that time period. I want to get through Plague Tale Requiem, to be honest with you. That one is... Oh, hang on a second. That is also in my to-do list, because that's technically in my Steam library. I have not played it yet, because everyone else has been busy playing it, and I was busy getting through Kingdom Hearts, and by the time I was done with Kingdom Hearts, everyone was in the middle of Resident Evil 4, and I had a good moment of, do I want to play into the rat race of, trying to, play Resident Evil 4 while streaming when everyone else is playing it? Because I'm going to be real with you, playing a new game is fun, but playing a new game, like, that's everyone else on stream is playing as well is a little bit tricky to argue whether or not it's like, am I wanting to play it for myself or am I playing it because that's a popular game for people to watch on stream? Hard stuff to talk about. So we got that. New stream updates. That was one of the... God damn. An hour and a half. Well, not exactly an hour and a half. More like an hour of just talking about games to play in the future. My goodness, my robot has been absolutely fanging it in this intro fighters. Although now I'm invisible because of the rock. Where is my intro fighters? There is my intro fighters. Maximum simulated characters, 64. Fight size variations, random teams, modifier events. Terrain changes. If enabled, where change sometimes is recommended. Oh, I can make them tiny. I reckon that's good. That's a lot better. All right, so we got spawning. I'm going to get rid of the spawning boxes. I'm going to put in gravity change, emote swap, and super. Lol. I'm just going to leave it at 100. There we go. Leave it at that. At least they're tiny. They're not going to be too big of a problem. Oh my goodness, he's just bouncing around. That's kind of silly. All right. So, a few things I wanted to think about in terms of updates to my stream. The first one is an update to Hype Train. What's Mahuzi? Hype Train layout and redeems. So, one of the first things I have actually been working on. I can make this. Hang on a second. Ding. Normal text, heading 1. There we go. So first thing is, so the Hype Train layout and redeems. One of the things I wanted to do is bigger. I wanted to get the bigger redeem completed. So, because, hang on a second. I have it, where is it? Platforms, channel points. I have, enable. I have this channel redeem, where basically for 1 point, you make the zebra bigger. Bigger. Right now, the only sounds, like, quote-unquote, bigger I've got is, you know, just the 3, like, biggers from the meme video that I have. I can get to really insane levels of quote-unquote bigger. Minimize this. Settings, node graph. But I don't want it. But, you know, we're not going to go all the way to there. So I'm just going to hit the reset. Where is it? Website. Reset bigger. Where is my reset? Hang on a second. I'm just gonna trigger it right now. Hang on a second. Ding, and then there we go. And now I can pause the redeem again, or, you know, disable it. So the idea is that I was going to have it so that that particular redeem would become available when, you know, the hype train starts. So, but a few things I need to do is I need to update the hyper himbo. What's Mahuzi? I need to clean up the hyper himbo or the zebra shape cues. So then that way the bigger like I would need to do a series of checks, because right now I can't. It doesn't do the checks right now. Because it just does the redeem, and then it does an order of execution where it gets the blend shape into a parameter, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna make it, you know, bigger of this size, and then, you know, does the bigger thing. I think this one is like, it works relatively okay for if I am hyper himbo, it will just, you know, get me bigger or what have you, but it doesn't do a good job of figuring out, because if someone does hyper himbo me while on the hype train, if I get up to, like, you know, right now the value 200, if I do get up to the 200 or bigger, then it, you know, shrinks me down to 0 instead. So I need to have, where is it? Because right now I just have the hotkey defaults, you know, set to this. And what I probably need to do is make it so that when the Hyper Himbo is enabled, I might need to toggle a parameter saying, hey, you know, I might need to toggle a parameter to say that you need to, what's a mahoozy? Why is my browse down? I might need to, like, somehow toggle a parameter to say that, you know, the Hyper Himbo is enabled or some shit like that. Excuse me. But the thing is that I already do all that in here. Where is it? Extra Himbo. I already do a lot of, like, setting the globals and all that kind of such. I do need to update this, however, so that... Because right now this is, like... Oop. Stop lagging, please. There we go. I need to do some updates so that if someone does the channel redeem of the Extra Himbo and then someone comes in and does the... Where is it? The cheer redeem... And someone comes in and does the cheer redeem of the Extra Himbo, I need to make it where if Extra Himbo is already won, that I just, you know, I add in the... I just, you know... I add in the action of, like, you know, Extra Himbo to the queue. So, because let's see. So this is, so it does the action. Delays it by, so yeah, delays it by 1,000 seconds. And then action, so Extra Himbo is in the zebra body redeem thingamajiggy. I have the reversed outside of the zebra body redeem. So... All right, I need to, so duplicate this action. And then, so zebra Extra Himbo is Extra Himbo, default value 0. Pretty sure that's the right order of operation. So Extra Himbo is zebra Extra Himbo 1, zebra Extra Himbo is extra default was 0. All right, and then I need to duplicate this action. And then I need to say if Extra Himbo equals 1, then I think it would just be funny doing an Extra Himbo reverse and then continuing. And then it just, you know, turns it back on again. Because I'm pretty sure in the Extra Himbo, yep, so it sets the global to, it sets it back up to 1, plays the sound, executes the code, pauses the zebra redeem queues, starts the timer again. So yeah, because the reverse plays the sound, executes the code, sets it to 0, unpauses the queue, and turns off the timer. Yeah, I think that works. I think that will work beautifully for me. And then all I need to do... Hang on a sec, let me just make this slightly bigger. Now I just need to duplicate this nonsense. So, because I had it in the dhimbo, so copy sub action... paste sub action, and then no wait, that's the Extra Himbo, this is the dhimbo. Copy sub action, paste sub action. There we go. Now I have it so that with both the bit redeems, if someone does the revalue and such and they want to do like the Extra Himbo thing, it will do the action of like shrinking and resizing and all that kind of nonsense. So just going to save that just in case, you know, StreamerBot crashes. Say complete on all those redeems. All right. What do we have next we have to go through? So I've already, so I need it, so cleaning up the shape key queues. So, hello? Yep, there we go. add in more sound files for bigger. I've already got a lot of people who have sent me their bigger, and I just need to, you know, get it into the folder and what have you. There we go. So get the bigger redeem completed, and I need it like so more. So I need to have a hype train. What's Mahuzi? A hype train. Fine. Hyphen hype train. Train overlay, like. Because I've seen peeps like Joel and Mutasaur have it where if it is a hype train, you see you actually see a train and such. Because I have the conductor's hat thingy-majiggy for, you know, when we do get into a hype train. But, you know, as you can see here, it's not perfect. Plus, I think I've forgotten to do the hair gone thing. Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing is that, cool. So hype train overlay. Maybe do an additional redeem. No, I think those two things are already, you know, hard enough as is. All right. Next up, second heading is improve existing redeems. So just go back to normal, please. All right, so first and foremost is spammable, so multiple pointers. That is likely via HTML. So then that way, like, I have a HTML page that's just blank or something like that that's on the foreground with a transparent layer. And then whenever there is, you know, someone hitting the redeem, it sends a WebSocket message. And then, you know, because basically I just make it so that it's like, you know, I have the sound play or something like that.
Did you see it?
And then it just, you know, has the image shown. What I can probably do is make a HTML page where it does a little bit of JavaScripting saying, hey, you show this image, and as the image shows, you play a sound file. So that's probably what I just need to do. All right. So make this, did you see it spammable? Biggest fan needs a new video. Needs a new video. So it needs to be shorter and... Yeah, so yeah, it needs to be shorter and more relevant to, you know, relevant to the theme of biggest fan. Hi, Furry Cures. More notes. So I probably gonna need videos that help, you know, describe, like, or present of, oh, these are probably videos that are, you know, a lot cooler of insert your character here for biggest fan. And then first, make it more bombastic. Or improve the hype. So... that one, we probably more fanfare for the, you know, being first on the stream. That one, we could actually make a longer redeem, like, presentation as well. Because normally when, you know, first you know, the first person onto the scene and such like that. I'm in the middle normally of setting up my stream. So there's about 3 to 5 minutes of me not interacting with the stream and what have you. So if I can make the first redeem something that's a little bit longer than just, you know, a couple seconds, then that would probably be very good. That one I could probably do like a lot more, a lot more, Photoshop or, you know, video editing stuff to it. What is another redeem that needs to be looked at? So the did you see it needs to be improved. I've got the hello there as a really low cost. I don't think I need any more hello videos. I think I've got a few. I think I've got enough, unless people can think of... Actually, you know what? Submit new videos. I need to try and create a... So, new channel redeem. To submit new video ideas for existing redeems or new bit redeems. That way, you know, chat might find something that is actually fairly funny that they think might be more relevant to the stream. If I have that available, that means that the streamer bot can, you know, take on the HTML, can take on the hyperlink, and if it can see that there's a hyperlink there, then it will, you know, port the hyperlink, or it can actually port the message just into a Discord. Actually, can it? Hang on a second. Let me add video request, and that one is going to be under the interactions thing, under the default queue. All right, let me give me a second. Can I? So you got to go through Discord. It's a basic webhook, and the content will just be the raw input. How do I do the... I'm just going to put parentheses Discord. So that sets... Sets the webhook, does all the arguments, sends the OBS raw, and then it executes a series of code. If you will open, please. There we go. Oh, no, you're going to crash. That's... Oh, no, cool. You didn't. Awesome. So, yeah, so then it did... Yep, sends the forum data and all that kind of nonsense, so... All right, hang on a sec. How do I make a new webhook, then? Where's the interact? Here's the interact. No. Do not load in the main screen. Do not load. I refuse for you to load in the main screen, please. There we go. Phew! That would have been embarrassing. That would have been real embarrassing. All right, moderation. Video redeem queue. And yep, it's only in the moderation channel, so it should just follow the same sort of rules. Now, can I make a webhook? Integrations. Create a webhook. All right, there we go. So copy the URL. Discord webhook. Video redeem. The content is just that. And then streamer bot wiki. I need the variables. What's the generic variable? User ID, user type, general. Hang on, overview. Nope, none of that is working. All right. Events, Twitch. Username, broadcast ID. Nope, that doesn't help. Sub actions. There we go. Sub actions for Twitch. Get latest follower. Get user target info. There we go. So target. So I can get target. So I can get the URL. So I can make that as the thingy-majiggy. That can be the avatar URL. No, actually, no, that's not right. That's not what I want to put in. I'll just put in raw input for now. Twitch. Let's see. Configure reward. Get reward. Channel tag. Start. Cancel. Getting status. Channel modes. It's just a redeem, though, is the thing. So sub actions. Global arguments. Channel redeem. Channel point rewards. Here we go. And let's have a look. So we got the prompt. Yeah, gets the name, the verbiage shown. Raw input. String entered by the user if required. String entered by the user with escaped thingy-majiggies. Yep, raw input is what I want to enter. So that should be that. All right, I'm going to click OK on that one. I'm going to get like a Twitch resources, avatar icons.
Zeebs is a cutie.
I refuse that statement, furry cures. I am in no ways a cutie. All right. Save the changes. There we go. All right. Platforms, channel redeems. Gonna add a new one. We're gonna go video request redeem. User input is required, and the idea is that, you know, I don't know, maybe 10,000 points or something like that. So, like, yeah, I think 10,000 points is big enough. Request a share a video link, and if this and what redeem or bit value the video should be available at. No, we don't want to skip the thingy-majiggy. Global cooldown. I'm not going to put any global cooldown on it yet because, quite frankly, it's a really obscene number. So we have that. So now if I go into here, there's the new video request redeem. And that was a neat little sword fight. I'd never seen this before. Yeah, it's just intro fighters. Like, there's a few peeps in other servers who have this kind of thing running. Normally, they only have it running, like, say, at the start of their stream or, you know, just before they play a game. But I've been having it running for the last 2 hours on this stream right now as I, you know, just... Because this is a just chatting moment where I'm just, you know, airing out, like, my plan for this month or in the future and seeing, like, what more I can do. This is a very, you know, hackathon sort of... Well, a really poor hackathon, I should say. This is just a really hackathon sort of sort of stream. There isn't really that much going on with it. And oh my goodness, Chrome is absolutely terrible in trying to keep up to date with, you know, everything that I want to do in it. All right, let me go to... Nope, never mind. Everything is just running really slowly. This is problematic. Let me just go to YouTube. Let me copy this video URL. And then testing raw input, but let's say 1,000 bits. So I'm going to do this redeem. So it does the link. So you can see what it is. Now, does it send? Yes, it does. Video redeem. Testing raw input, let's say 1,000 redeems. Awesome. So I can, all right. So what I can probably do is, let me update this webhook, and I'm going to say %user% requested a new video redeem. And it's going to be the raw input thingamajiggy. There we go. All right. I'm just going to refund me on that one. So we have that as an option for, you know, quiet Siri. So we have that as an option. I'm just going to refund that. And yep, I'm fine with it. Did you see it? And can I delete this? Is there a way for me to delete this message? No, there isn't, because I'm the host and it doesn't want me to delete my own messages. Damn. Exoprimal. Yep, that's definitely on my thingy. Atlas Fallen. Maybe. Baldur's Gate 3. Yes. Wow, there's really not that much in September, October, November. Nothing's in December. And then we have all these to be announces that do not have a proper date to them. God damn. Ooh, Black Myth Wukong. That's on my to-do list. So yeah, how are things going on your side, Virtual Robo Man? I am working on things. All right, so submit new video. New channel redeems to submit new video ideas for existing redeems or thingies. I probably... So... where am I? What am I doing? What am I thinking? Channel redeem icon and maybe some regex to the HTTP link. I don't think the streamer bot webhook allows embeddeds just yet. Hang on. If I go to sub actions, it will most likely tell me. Discord, send webhook requests. Yes, I can send a basic webhook request and that's it. This is the first of a few new Discord-specific web actions that will be added. Up first is a friendly way to post a webhook you set up in your Discord. The only one allows for basic text posting. Username, content, and image contain variables and will be parsed. Username and image are also optional. Cool. The optional username of the webhook in Discord. When not entered, the user will be the regular name as you entered in Discord. Fair. Then we have content. Use control plus enter for multiple lines. To ping a user, you must set your Discord application to developer mode so you can grab users' names and IDs. Avatar URL. You can optionally fill out a URL to temporarily change the avatar of the webhook to something to your choosing. An example use case for this is adding a chat message event and using the user's profile image in this field with the get user info sub action. Yep, cool. Optionally add an image to the webhook message, whether the Discord bot is text-to-speech or not. Cool. You're just watching two streams at once? Excellent. I don't know how you're able to accomplish that, but maybe you just have one of them on mute and I'm the one that's, you know, visual. Or maybe I'm the one on mute. I'm gonna be real with you. I feel a little bit sad ease that I'm the one on mute because I'm not really doing any kinds of like huge visual nonsense, but it is what it is. All right, so we got that out of the way. What else do I need to improve on the existing redeems? You're listening to both? Respect. All right, so we got the quack. Boops, peck dance, bonking of zebra, hydrate, drop something. Wii bowling strike. Squats, traffic cone. I need to put a traffic cone. That's okay. So, traffic cone. I need to add a channel icon. I need a redeem icon to the traffic cone. I thought I had one, but I guess I don't. Stretching needs one as well. Stretching. I also need to add a redeem icon to it. Let's see. Himbo cam, pulling the lever, stolen shirt. Okay, the Himbo cam should be an easy one. I just need to do my Himbo, easiest one would be the Himbo logo. And the traffic will just be a traffic cone. Stretching, I don't know yet, so I'll need to look for one. Dropping the anvil, biggest fan. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, change channel or... Sorry, I'm a bit of a stickler for repeatability in this stuff. Channel redeem icon, channel redeem icon. I am nothing if not, you know, just trying to keep things thorough. All right, so my biggest... I might look into the channel point cost for the video redeem because I just went for... So, review cost. Does it increase? Question mark. I think I might make it so that it increases. Like, maybe make it so that it increases by, like, you know... I reckon I can do the math to make it an increase based off of like a mathematical thing. So it's like it starts off with like 50 points of redeem or something like that. So then that way people are encouraged at the start. And then the longer the channel redeem exists, it then bumps up to 100 points or even 1,000 points. So then that way, you know, the channel redeem request doesn't get spammed, you know, later on. Like it might get spammed at the start. But, you know, I wonder how it's going to handle refunds. I guess the channel, I guess if it does get refunded, it won't increase or decrease. So, yeah. Alrighty then. So that's our thingy-majiggy there. Stream updates. So I need to find the time to do the update to the train. I can most certainly work on this one here. I don't know how I'm going to work on this one here. I might just need... I think I'm going to need Kusaki's help for this one. Because I've approached Kusaki in the past about a just having a bit of a stream layout refresh on my Zebra. Because I kind of have just sort of like all these like weird-ass thingy-majiggies applied most recently. And... like, the only common theme is purple and himbo, which is very similar to Twitch. And I've asked, and I've, like, sort of sent an email of, like, oh, hey, I would like to, you know, sort of be in your queue for this kind of help. He's very busy. I know I'm not going to get to it anytime soon. And that's totally fine. I just need to add notes so that when, you know, Kusaki does, you know, kind of contact me and they, you know... I have the opportunity of being like, oh yeah, I would like to also input more things as to like, you know, what I might be after and such and, you know, renegotiate. So I need to do that because Hype Train I might need to do for that. Consult. Graphic artists. Improving existing redeems. Did you see it? The learning how to do the HTML JavaScript thing, I will definitely need to find the time to do that. It's kind of tricky finding the time when working full-time, though. I'm going to be real. Because I'm working tomorrow. I'm supposed to be coming up with a stream idea tomorrow, which is going to be one of these, or one of the... sorry, not upcoming, or one of these. It's probably not going to be any of the PC games, I'm going to be real with you. Although, maybe Plague Tale Requiem. Or Shadow of War. Actually, I think it's going to be Plague Tale Requiem, quite frankly. It's either going to be Plague Tale Requiem, Mech Warriors, or Bioshock Infinite, or Grounded. Or maybe it'll be Resident Evil 4. Maybe after a week of not playing it, I will get into Resident Evil 4. All right, improve existing redeems, which I've done that. All right. Now onto something important. Party stream. Or party games. Party games stream. Let's get this out of the way. So, yep, normal text. Thank you very much. All right, so first Saturday of the month. The first one is May. So May 6th is the first one. We're not doing one in April because, you know, April is already passed and it was April 1st and what have you. So not dealing with that. So we're going to make May 6th as the first one for like party games and what have you. So, and obviously this would like, you know, take over. But not... But the party game might not mutually be exclusive. It could be an MMO, and it's just, you know, we work as a party in the MMO. Not mutually exclusive. Could be both party and MMO. So that could be there. So, suggested games. First thing that pops into my head is Super Mario Party. Super Mario Kart, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Fall Guys. What's another party game that I might need to look into doing? I want to, like... Because the thing is like, I want to have it a mix where it's like, yeah, I can play with... Like, viewers of chat will be able to join in on this, but I also want to sort of be able to hang out with some of the streamers that I've, you know, been keeping up with and either raided into their chats, talked to them and such like that. So, fan favorites like Code the Yoshi, Blue Foxy Nicey Icy. Actually, I don't think I've done a collab stream with Blue Foxy Nicey Icy on my stream. Oh, wait, no, maybe. I've been in their streams, but I've not, you know... I've not done my own thing. Also, are they streaming right now? Also, why in my... Hang on a second. I am going to need to do something sacrilegious. Exit out of Chrome for a bit. And exit out of Discord. Nope. Where's Discord? You know what? Steam, close that. Discord, close that. 1Password... Close that. I understand it's eerily quiet, but it is what it is. Open up the Chrome again. Get the music started. Again. Lazy French bagels. Yep, that will work out well as far as music goes. There. All right. So yeah, so we got party game streams for Saturday of the month. May 6th is the first one. Take over the MMO night when they happen. When they happen. Suggested games: Super Mario Party, Super Mario Kart, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Fall Guys. I'm trying to think if there's other party games that would be a good one. Because I want like... Because maybe some co-op adventures might do it, but... Oh, yeah. Ultimate Chicken Horse. B.I.B. Gonna eat pizza? Not to worry, furry cures. Enjoy your pizza dinner. You enjoy your pizza. Alright, I don't need that tab. Alright. Is Blue Foxy Nicey Icy streaming right now? Because I think they do streams on the Sunday afternoon. Maybe they don't. Who knows? Give me a few. Oh my goodness, things run slowly. You know what? I'm not going to run anything else because clearly I can't run too many things in Chrome while I also have Opera GX running. Black Myth Wukong coming in the third quarter of... You know, that will be reinvestigated another time. All right, close these tabs. Time zone thingy-majiggy is their thingy. So, yeah. Also, Party Games is not going off at 11 a.m. It is going off 6 p.m. I say 6 p.m. and the idea is that it's like at most a 3-hour game. Hi there, Sir Dragon. Welcome to the stream. Just chatting, just, you know, writing down thoughts and what have you, because, you know, I feel like I don't know how many streamers do this, but I don't know if there's very many streamers that do the dedicated stream of like, oh, we're, you know, sort of doing a plan. We're having a discussion and talking about, you know, what the future looks like. Half the reason I'm doing this is because I am terrible at trying to plan things by myself. I need people. Also, someone needs to try and kill the RobotZeebs because, you know, he's at 16 kills right now. I think he's at 16 kills right now. Hang on a second. Yeah, he's on 15 kills, and he's probably going to be on 16 by the time he actually kills Sir Dragon. Like, look at him go. Oh, virtual... All right, I'm going to join it. Let's see if we can... Oh, no, I only have a fist. This isn't going to work well. Look at... Oh, hang on. All right, so there's the robot. There's me and Sir Dragon. Oh, here we go. Oh, hang on. I need to make it so I don't, like, you know, lift it off the screen or anything like that. GrantZeebs. There we go. And then... Let's see. Is someone going to get the RobotZeebs, or is Virtual Robo-Man just going to kill me instead? You only have fists every time. The likelihood of getting weapons, I feel like, needs to be, like, almost guaranteed if the person still alive has weapons. Thank you for the headpants, Fizz. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing all right. Let's see. How's RobotZeebs? What? Oh, 16 kills. Yeah, he's fucking balling right now. All right, let's see if the weapon helps you. My goodness, spear is like meta in combat, I feel. Insanity. Oh my god. No. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, rip Robo-Man. That's another kill for the RobotZeebs. I swear, the RobotZeebs is just getting more powerful the longer people do not get to him. Oh, here you go again. Blarg. I'm gonna put in Blarg as well. Let's see if we can... Hey, I got a sword this time! It would have been cooler if I had, like, one of my emotes, but okay. Oh, everyone's got random weapons now. And I think I've got a bomb. Oh my goodness. Alright. Alright, so we got some suggested party games. I think one of the things I do need to figure out as well, however, is doing well, you're just relaxing. Not to worry. It's the evening in the US, it's the middle of the night for the UK, and it's the morning turning into the afternoon for Australia. It is what it is. Oh my goodness, RobotZeebs is on 21 kills right now. How in the fuck? Big stretch! Big stretch for the big boy! Oh my god, is someone gonna kill the RobotZeebs? Virtual Robo-Man's got it! Oh my goodness, Virtual Robo-Mans, you killed the man after a 21 kill streak. And then there's Sir Dragon, who's, you know, just, yep, wax him. I do think I need to have a, hang on a second, heading 2. I need to have an honest discussion about stream timing. It's fine, at least he's dead. Good for him. Until someone hits until the RobotZeebs pipes up again because of one of the timed actions. I need to have a look at stream timing. Like, good. So, like, am I going to be committing to, like, should I commit to the current time or current day / time schedule? Because right now that is Friday to Monday slots. So that's 4 streams a week. And they're 4 streams in a row as well. Friday, Saturday, and Monday are all evening streams. So, and those are going off at like 6 p.m. for me, which some people might argue is maybe not that good of a time. And half the reason I did the 6 p.m. is because back when I was doing, like, I'm doing it because back when I was doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I was doing it at a time when I would have to go to work the next day. I didn't want to have to do, like, you know, super stayed up late kind of timings. Hang on a second. I think I have analytics about this. Engagement. Hey! Don't steal my shirt while I'm in the middle of doing some big thinkies. I'm doing some very important math and work here. Also, why is the Hyper Himbo not working? What in the world? Hang on. Shirt begun is running. Blocking. It's not paused. Wait. Channel extra Himbo was removed? Requeue. There we go. Now it's completed. Why was it removed? Uh-oh. There's a fatal error. Something's broke. Give me a moment. I need to bring it back. And hopefully the timer is turned on so that when it is running again, it's not going to be, you know, too bad of an issue. All right. So should I commit to the current time schedule? I know there is, hang on a second, research. Here it is. Duplicate this tab. This is what they've introduced recently to Twitch streamers, is the idea of a research analytics tab. We're researching a new way to surface global Twitch data to help you plan upcoming streams. We will continue to add more data on this page over time. Share your feedback with us here. So you have no suggestions regarding stream, considering my changes almost every other week. That's fair. I'm like, because here's the thing is that I'm working a full-time job right now. So a lot of my life is already based in consistency, so to speak. I already have a good amount of, you know, set in stone things that I can't do. So for instance, I can't stream Monday to Friday in the middle of the day like normally. The only reasons I might be able to do streams Monday in the middle of the day is maybe because it's one, like, work has this, like, you know, once a fortnight, the Mondays you don't work kind of thing. It's not consistent, however, because if there is a public holiday in the fortnight they're intending to do the Monday off, we don't get the Monday off. It instead goes to the public holiday that's happening in that week. So, for instance, I have not gotten a Monday off in about 3 weeks. And the reason for that is because we've had 2 different public holidays coming in close to within the fortnight. And the one that's coming up this week is Good Friday. So yeah. So let's see. Viewer region. Asia Pacific. There is not enough data to show meaningful trends of best of times to streams. Try adjusting. North America. Okay, so it only shows North America. Does it show Latin America? Not enough information. Europe. Amazingly enough, it shows me Europe, and it tells me, don't do fucking 9 to 5. If I want to have anyone from Europe, the Middle East, or Africa, do not stream from 9 to 5. I am going to have no viewers. Amazing. And then meanwhile, when you go to North America, they tell you, let's see, 6 to 7, 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. with like really no numbers. And then it's coming back up to here. In any viewer region, these, okay. You gotta go, see it? Not to worry, Virtual Robo-Man. So yeah, and all of this was for the recently streamed Just Chatting. If I go to Final Fantasy 14, it's gonna tell me... All right, so from 6 to 10. I'm already streaming at a fairly good time for Final Fantasy 14. Cocktail tomatoes? What in the world is cocktail tomatoes? This is all really informative. Yeah, so some of the Twitch streamers I think have been given a lot, like they have been provided this, like at affiliate level and what have you. I don't know if it's I'm standing up right now. I'm just adjusting my pajamas. Yes, I am still in pajamas. It is Sunday. I am going to be wearing pajamas all weekend. That is how I roll. So, Final Fantasy 14. I'm already doing that at basically a good of a time as I can, which is from the hours of 6 to 10 p.m. Technically, I only go from 6 to 9 p.m., but either way, that's okay. That's about as good as it's going to get. Oh, actually, hang on. One of the things I got to double check is... all right, there's my speaking thingy-majiggy. I need to check if the timed action for the extra Himbo reverse turned on. Yes, it is. Awesome. So that should engage shortly. All right. The murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. I love it's like, nope, the information is still pending. All right. So if I want to do, let's say, for example, Resident Evil 4. They tell me the best time to do that is between the Tuesday to Thursday. There we go. Almost works for me back on my previous schedule. Don't try it Saturday, apparently. And there is no time Sunday. Well, that's depressing. Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries. Oh, that one's a bit random. For some reason, the middle of the day? There are more viewers. When this number is low, there are fewer viewers per channel than usual. An average of the last 7 days, an average of the last 28. This configuration shows you the best opportunities without factoring in an inflated viewership from large streamers. Ha. Excluding large streamers, average of 28 days. I love how the filter says excluding large streamers as if somehow I am not going to have to deal with them, but I'm gonna be...
Furry Cures 1221 paid me to say burp. That pizza was delicious. Also, you're still cute, Zeebs.
Furry Cures 1221 thinks you should do 20 squats.
I should really add the nickname to you, so then that way... Hang on a second. There's got to be a way of applying a nickname. Speaking history. Users. Here we go. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Furry Cures. Here we are. Furry Cures. And save. There we go. All right. I need to go and do 20 squats. I love how they default to excluding large streamers, where it's like, oh, like if you don't have to deal with large streamers to give you the inflated numbers, you can get maybe something like this. But if you include the large streamers, it's like, okay, here are your best times. And it's like they give you bigger numbers, but it gives you the more important point of there is actual prime times to pick from rather than, you know, this gives you an any way goes sort of thing of like, oh, you're in as good as a time as any. But if you include large streamers, these times. Actually, what does it look like for just chatting? Oh, yeah, they give you inflated numbers. Okay, never mind. Keep to exclusions. All right, 20 squats. Here we go. You ate your pizza really fast, by the by. Also, I need my shirt back on. It has been way more than 5 minutes. There we go. Big stretch for the big boy. Alrighty. You're a fast eater, apparently. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Thank you for the 20 squats, furry cures. Alrighty then. Okay, so why... Hang on. Oh, I just closed the fucking... Hang on. I've accidentally closed speaker bot. Alright, squat... So, get global, set argument... Cancel. Users, events. Channel points. Okay, so I don't have those two thingamadiggies enabled. Stretch. There we go. All right. So I should have fixed that. So now if I do... Where is it? Where's the stretch redeem? Here it is. Stretch.
Stretching time sponsored by %user%.
What? Hang on. Why is that not working? Oh, because it's name. Save. All right, let's try this again.
Grant wants you to stretch. Remember to stretch.
That's better. Alrighty then. That works out for me. Okay. So yeah, what's another game? If it will type BioShock Infinite. Mondays, Fridays, okay. BioShock Infinite works. And then Sunday, amazingly enough, if I could somehow stream Sunday morning at 2 in the morning, that would be something. I don't think I will, however, so that ain't happening. Let's have a look. Yep, so that tells you all the thingamadiggies. Shadow of War. That tells only one person streaming at a time. Actually, is anyone looking at that stuff right now? Live channels. Let's have a look. Okay, so there's a few. Not a lot. This person isn't even playing it. They're playing fucking Apex Legends. Yep. Not a whole... I don't know what this person is doing. He's playing something. Foreign language. Foreign language. That is currently a rerun. Low poly. He's playing something low. Okay. Who's online? A lot of cool peeps. It was a false alarm. I'm back. Shame I got pulled away just as I set up the God Himbo combo. No, not the God Himbo combo. Shame. Just shame. Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. I'm looking at like the analytics and such like that because they'll give you like an overview. Achieve, like, look at this. These are things I can get. Streaming for a total of 2,000 hours. Having 1,000 people, having 1,000 viewers at the same time. 75 average viewers in 30 days. 250,000 hours watched total on your stream. I have hit 11,000. I have, on average, 10 people on average with the hours that I play, with the hours that are watched. I have never bought a TwitchCon ticket. So, but yeah. And then there's like this thing, discoverability, where it shows me like the different times like people have come across my thingies. Amazingly enough, April 1st, I did get quite a few people because of the Sonic thing. And then if you look at like direct, however, it's like, you know, people already watching me are finding me. Half of them are because of my followers. 30% are from other channel pages. 7% do not have an indication of how I get the views. 6 from browser, 4 from searches, 2 from other recommendations, 1% from notifications while they're on the page. 5 people have come to me because of Furry. 1 of them because of Himbo. None of them from Australia, the Autism, the English, the VTuber, or the Zebra. So, and, you know, impressions, like, yeah, VTuber, obviously. Weirdly enough, a lot of views from channels, mostly from Yislith and Dazzy. A lot of views are on Android apps, amazingly enough. So trying to do like extensions won't be that helpful for you guys. I need to somehow make it engaging for you without the need of extensions such as HUD FX or sound alerts or anything like that, and only make it fun while watching me. And then maybe you'll send a message or two. Meanwhile, engagement. Oh, but to be fair, that Saturday, I did 2 streams, so. Categories your viewers watch. 18% are right now on Resident Evil 4. Another 15% are on art. 10 on the Just Chatting. 6 on the Dead by Daylight. 6 on the Minecraft. I'm kind of surprised about the Minecraft thing. Dr. Ben, Yislith, Gamertech Chub. Code the Yoshi. Cool boy. And then there's Where Barista. I don't know what he's doing with that face. So yeah. That's my... So yeah, that's what my analytics look like. It is depressing sometimes, especially if I ever decide to look at another viewer or streamer. I do not recommend it. If you ever get into streaming, don't ever look at another streamer's stats. You are going to go into this like little downward spiral of wondering how you're not reaching the same numbers as them, even if you started at the same time, have the same interests or anything like that. If you're looking at someone else, you're not looking at yourself. But yeah, the Monday to Friday slots, I think, are still worthwhile. I might reinvestigate, however, whether or not to still do the Sunday morning streams. Because Sundays are a morning stream, which have been 9 a.m. most recently. But in the past have been 10 a.m. It is like there is a temptation of either starting in the middle of the day instead or making the Sunday stream an evening stream again, because, you know, one, I think the issue is that Sundays are a very lazy day for people. It is like back when there was a time, I think it was in July even, like, it was like a year. I've been on this platform for like a year as an affiliate or something like that. And I had really high hopes in how I worked because I thought I could do a subathon or something like that in like after being an affiliate for 1 year. I didn't do any major growth from being an affiliate a year ago to being an affiliate now, looking at the numbers. I think I went from like 4 to 9 people. That's not enough of a growth to be like, oh yeah, subathon, let's do it. I'm gonna be up for 24 hours and I'm gonna have to do all these kinds of sub goals and all this kind of stuff. It's like, no, that did not happen. I am not yet at that level. Some people get through it quicker than I do, like Blue Foxy, Puffin, and what have you, but I am coming into this very late into the game. I'm coming into this after the VTuber Uber explosion, after the, you know, Drake v Ninja explosion. I'm coming into this after the COVID explosion. I am coming into this after a lot of big hype has been formed around Twitch, and right when everyone is kind of questioning, is it worth being on Twitch? Because I think someone's like gonna probably come out with stats of like, oh yeah, with the number of people that are currently registered on the platform, we see that 90% of viewership or something like that is being controlled by, you know, whatever percentage. I would not be surprised if it's like, you know, 90% of the content is coming from the top 10% or something, or even less than that. So yeah, that is just going to be a very fun little look into. Because in the past, so past stream behavior, I was a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes I would do, or, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. I think there was a time where I only did Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. So there was a time I did it as those. I think I brought in the Sunday stream thinking that I would help get Americans a greater chance in watching me stream, especially as I was going into PC grinding phases. So when, you know, the next time I have to go into a game like a Plague Tale or maybe Mech Warriors, Shadow of War, or Resident Evil, anything with grindy mechanics. Oh, actually, you know what would have grindy mechanics? Dead Island 2, or Legend of Zelda, or Final Fantasy 16, or, you know, any of this shit. I would most likely have made the Sunday as a, yes, I am going to, you know, I'm going to do the hustle and get a shit ton of work done on the Sunday. And I think half the reason for doing it the Sunday as well was so then that way, if I ended up doing a stream for the entire day, Sunday would have been that stream. I think in the past I used to do Saturday mornings as well, and then the Saturday would be skipped because maybe I had to work a Saturday shift or something. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm kind of done doing Saturday shifts for work. Hang on, I'm just taking off my headphones because, yeah, that crack is getting a little bit bigger. I don't like that. Also, hang on, is it... Is there any way for me to replace the cups in this thing? Doesn't feel like there is. Soundcore Life Q10. Hang on a sec. Soundcore Life Q10 replace ear pads. How to replace... Oh, sorry, so you got... Cool. Oh, cushion repair. Because this is exactly what mine looks like. Oh, you have to actually, like, pry it off. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I want to go as far as, like, prying them off. Wireless headphones, easy ear pad replacement. for jab remove. Like, I want to... So, wait, no. Wireless headphones with the easiest... Because I don't want to know how to replace them for all. I just want to know the companies that have, like, the easiest. Oh, there is a lot of work this guy is doing to replace the ear pads. Compatible replacement Sony Link on-ear wireless ear pads by AHG. Recommend a quick wipe. No matter who, you'll need to buy replacement foam ear pads, but the frequency will depend on how well. Cool. What companies do an easy swapping? Obviously, this company is like trying to sell me on them. Which brands are the easiest to swap ear pads? Best replacement ear pads in 2013. WC replace what? Nope, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking which brands do it. Oh. Velour, real leather. There's got to be companies out there that are like, yes, these are the best ones to... These are the ones that have, like, you know, the easiest to repair. Oh my god, this guy is sewing them. Okay, fuck that. I do not want to sew them. And then this guy's talking about gluing. How to find best headphone plan replacements, DIYs. Oh my goodness, why does no one just come out and say, here are the brands that do it? Here are the brands that make easy swap up headphones. Copy. Paste is playing text. Diffuse studio headphones, single-sided cable, soft inner band. Do they allow English? No. Wait, as with any equipment with close to essential that the earpads and headband are kept clean. Use a damp cloth for... No, it should be necessary to replace the earbuds or the cushions. Refer to spares and accessories. Do they just, you know... Spare parts. Foam pads for thingamadoogie headphones. Repair processes. Booking a repair, returning, Frequently asked questions. Cool. That did not help me one bit. Online consumers, PC case gear, online dealers for professional and consumer products. My goodness. Queensland. Store locations for professional and national and prosumer. Brisbane Sound, Guitar Work, Malulaba, Music Center, Music Lab, Sound, and Store DJ. Ooh, boy. They don't make it easy. All right. I think that is going to be the end of the stream. I am yawning a whole ton, and I think I've gotten everything that's like off the top of my head talked about. There wasn't like a lot of just tangent stories to talk about or what have you. I will be honest with you, but you know, that's how the cookie crumbles. I've been at this for 2 hours and 57 minutes. Not too long. All right. I will need to get out a schedule out shortly to explain what sort of games I am going to be playing. I need to double check if the public holiday is, you know, coming up this Friday, and if I'm going to, like, you know, start the Friday stream earlier, if it's worth it or not. I don't think it will be, to be honest with you. But, because, yeah, there's like a number of, there's a number of games that I could get into. There's a few that are coming out this month I want to put some time into as well, such as, you know, Jedi Survivor and what have you. But I will probably figure that out in my own private time. I've been given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 games recommended that I can get into that are, like, you know, not part of a franchise. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games as well, franchise-wise, I can get into. How many of them I already own? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of the 8 of the games I need to choose what I want there. It might just be Resident Evil 4 tomorrow evening. I'm going to be real with you. For all I know, would be nice. Thanks for the stream. Not to worry. I hope the pizza was really great for you. Ooh, and let's have a look. I'm going to just minimize this, because I'm probably going to come back to I'm probably going to get back to the Opera GX to look at the thingy-majiggies again. I refuse to be cute. Let's have a look. Who can we raid into? I'm pretty sure most, Twitch.tv, most of the normal peeps I would be like jumping into directly aren't on right now. Let's have a look. So everybody's just putting. Wonder how that's going for him. And then we got Blue Zest. Oh, Blue Zest is online. Hang on. The Panda. It's a surprise short holiday stream. He's been at it for 2 hours and he's only at the library car. Okay, we're gonna go raid into Blue Zest. And do I have a Scream emote? No, I do not have a Scream remote. We're gonna go raid into Blue Zest TV. And we're gonna go with the raid message of Sonic is dead, because right now he's playing the murder mystery, the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which I think is just gonna be funny to, you know, go into this one. So that's gonna be our raid message. You're welcome to join in with it and I don't have any emotes, but you're welcome to put in any emotes that you want. I will get a schedule out shortly. I will, probably I'll have like a little look over the new games and see which one is really hitting me as like, yes, I want to get that out of the way. I want to play it and get it done as soon as I can. Otherwise, I want to say thank you everyone who came along to this morning's stream. I greatly appreciate it as I'm, being all, just scatterbrained and whatchamahoozies and all that kind of nonsense. But I hope you all enjoyed it. I will be back online tomorrow evening, hopefully, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.